Happy 15 days to Christmas.
Kill that, baby.
Happy 15 days to Christmas. We about to head to the hair store because we got a trip next weekend that I'm gonna take you all with me to see my family in the A, but we're about to move out now. All right. Before we made it to the hair store, we stopped by the Dollar Tree. Here's some of the stuff we're looking at. It's all mumbled and jumbled because people are, you know, getting gifts and stuff for Christmas right now. But I'm definitely on the self-care aisle because tomorrow I'm going to do my self-care Saturday. And I deserve it. I hadn't treated myself to this in a very long time. But as you can see, they have a lot of great items. Some brands you know and some Dollar Tree related brands. So these are the items I chose. I have my face scrub, face mask, coconut conditioner because I do not use shampoo, haven't in over a decade. This aromatherapy slumber lavender lotion by the Spa brand is so good. I got some serum from Bolero, and I got my daughter some masks because she also wants to do a spa day with me. Okay, so my daughters just went into the hair store because they fixing to get my baby wants some I think they're like butterfly locks or something like that. It might be a different kind of lock. But I'll tell y'all when I do them tomorrow evening. And I gotta watch a video on the exact style she wants so I can try to make sure I come as close as possible. But she went in to go get her hair, and this is just one of our favorite hair stores out of the whole city. It's several, but this one in particular, they got great prices on wigs, great prices on braiding hair, just the whole nine, in a big variety. And I love the fact that even though they do have wigs on display, all of their wig packaging is in bird's eye view. You can pick it up and really look at the packages and so forth before you buy them. You don't have to necessarily ask for help or, you know, a big thing to like pick up the packages or whatever. So I finally made it back home, and today I'm gonna do an Alfredo sauce from scratch and boil some spaghetti pasta to go inside of it. I started out with dicing up a fresh onion. These are all of the spices I would use, you know, like you guys know. I just take a picture. Anytime you want to know exactly what spices they are, feel free to pause the video and write them down. I measure to taste. I don't necessarily measure. Go ahead and saute your onions and add your spices. Next, I use a half and half milk and the self-rising flour. You're going to take 2 tablespoons or 1, just depending on how thick you want your sauce, of self-rising flour and add it to the onions. And then once that fries, you add your heavy whipping cream, milk, or half and half like I used. And this is what it should look like once you add the heavy whipping cream or milk product. And then I add my herbs and my spices. You're going to keep stirring when you're working with milk to make sauces and stuff because it will burn at the bottom, and make sure just to turn it down low. Now as you can see, I've turned it off and it's still liquidy. Because I turned it off, it's going to continue to thicken because it's hot. And then as it cools, it's going to get really thick, and then you have a cream sauce. To this, if I have some more Parmesan left, I'm going to add Parmesan to add that cheesy flavor that you get with Alfredo. But this is just 2 tablespoons of flour to the oil or butter, whichever one you decide to use, and about a carton of the half and half that I had. If once it starts to cool, yours is too thick, you can always add a little bit of water to loosen it up. Of course, if you use butter, it's going to taste even more decadent, even more better. But you can do like I did and just use oil if you would like. I put all of my herbs in there, and I also use salt and pepper on my onions before I added my flour and my half and half. I went ahead and put all my herbs because that's what I want for mine, is that nice herby. But look at that sauce. Ew. Now I'm fixing to boil off my pasta and just kind of set this to the side, and I'm going to mix my pasta in. Okay, now here I added my Parmesan cheese, so that's the yellowish that you see on top, and you're just going to mix that in. I'm mixing that in while the sauce is turned off. Okay, I'm boiling my pasta, and for your Italian people out there who's part of the Italian community, I'm so sorry that I broke my pasta in half. But I did this because of just the pan that I'm boiling in. It's a little smaller, so it just gave me more space to work with. Back to the sauce. This is the Parmesan that I use. You can use whatever brand you prefer. The better the brand, the better the flavors, of course. And I also added garlic to my sauce. The minced garlic that I had left over, I just used the remainder of this. So to the Alfredo sauce, of course, you can start where we did, but you can also add cheese and garlic. Okay, so I'm gonna be transparent when I say I got my sauce a little salty. I had already seasoned it, and then I went back through and added more garlic salt. Why? Jeez. So what I did was I did not season my pasta, and I left some of the pasta water and added my sauce to the pasta as opposed to adding the pasta to the sauce, and just, you know, spoon a few spoonfuls over. And I let it boil a little bit with the pasta water just to kind of thicken it back up. And so I'm going to let this cool, and once it cools, it should coat the pasta really well. So as you can see, now that it's starting to cool down, that sauce is getting nice and thick and white, and it looks good like Alfredo. I had my daughter to taste test it, and she said it was really, really good. Ta-da! So this is what it looks like. I paired my Alfredo pasta personally with a cup of my favorite mocha coffee. Okay, and here it cooled even more. So as you can see, the sauce got even thicker, even whiter. So of course this is still warm enough to eat, but it's not hot anymore. So the sauce is thickening still. Later at work, so I was really hungry. This was maybe 3 or 4 hours later, and I quickly ate 2 bananas. We were extremely busy. So about 4 hours after that, my dinner at lunch was just some mixed vegetables that I had left over in the freezer. I mixed some green beans with some other mixed vegetables and potatoes. I know. This is not the healthiest choice, but it's what we had, and I didn't bring any more items with me, so that was my last meal of the day. In light of the holiday spirit, I wanted to point out that one of my guests brought me these 2 really nice glasses that he said he made from his factory, and I appreciate it. Merry Christmas.